Hello everyone, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is my monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my beautiful Cancerians. And it's for August 2018, so it's for you, my gorgeous Cancerians, and it's for August 2018. It seems like your time is finally coming up. When I say that your time is finally coming up, this is referring to the fact that the recent worries that you had about the certain bits and pieces and about certain points when it comes to your financial security, and lots of questions that were actually connected to your financial security are actually going to be answered this month. This is going to be a very significant time, because this is going to be the step in the right direction that you are actually having this, you are actually going to have this month. But this is also going to be strictly connected to the fact that you are going to need to basically readjust a certain view, readjust a certain point of view, stand back for a couple of moments and look at the picture from a slightly different angle. And the big problem, or a huge problem that you were worrying about, you're suddenly going to start seeing from a whole different perspective. And this is going to be very, very significant, because such a tiny thing, such a tiny realization, such a tiny a readjustment that you are going to have, it's actually going to have a massive, massive, massive impact on your life. August in general is going to have a massive impact on you, on your life, on people around you, and it's all going to stem from the fact from what you have done so far, what you haven't achieved so far. This is going to have a really beautiful effect on you. It is number 12, that is your number this month. Number 12 is a very powerful number, it's a very significant number, and it's to do with your own literal rebirth. Your own rebirth, which came purely due to you doing great things, due to you doing the right things, and especially when it comes to the last year. The last 2 years have been very significant when you were focusing on certain things in your life, you were doing certain things in your life, you were wanting to achieve certain things in your life. And a couple of years ago, it was just like some kind of like a starting point with certain things in your life when it comes to your finances and when it comes to your career. If you're not working, it's basically when it comes to your finances in general, you see. And this is why number 12 is going to be very important when it comes to the actual numerology, because you, my beautiful Cancerians, I want you to realize that the actual August is going to be the month of rebirth. This is going to be the month of transition, and this is also going to be the month of readjustment, which is really brilliant. And also the big burden is also going to come to an end. This is going to be the huge stepping stone for you, my beautiful Cancerians, because there are other things that are going to become available to you this month, things that you didn't think about before, things that you didn't focus on before. Certain things are just going to start becoming part of your everyday thinking or everyday mind. And as the time goes by throughout August, by the time you get to the end of August, you are going to end up with a really interesting idea indeed. And that particular idea you're going to be able to put very, very soon into practice. In fact, what is actually going to happen December 2018, it's actually directly going to be connected to what is going on in August and what is actually going to happen by the end of August, or literally at the end of August, or by the end of August. December 2018 is going to be strongly connected to this time, and in particular it is going to be able to show you certain process with your own personal achievement, where after which point you will be able to kind of like put your mind to rest and you will be able to chill out indeed. Okay, so number 12 is very, very promising. Okay, when it comes to your actual health, again I'm saying that this is going to be the month when you're going to feel a bit stronger. This is going to be the month when you're going to feel very powerful. Optimistic, you're going to feel very optimistic indeed, and it's going to come from the fact that, again, I know this has been going on for a while, but this is how you seem to be at around the summer months. This is how you seem to be at around this month, you see, when you are basically like summer months, in different countries are no summer, I suppose, but at around this time of the year, I should have said, at around this time of the year, this is the way things things are actually developing for you in such a way that you feel more energy, you feel the burst of energy, which is absolutely brilliant. So when it comes to your health and when it comes to that side of the things, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. On another hand, I can see that you will have like a little bit of a throat issues and a little bit of a headache. You see, this area seems to be quite sensitive, so which means that on another hand, your immune system in general is going to feel slightly lower, you see, or it's going to be quite low. What I highly suggest, of course, it is like a high dose of a vitamin C, which is absolutely brilliant. But also on another hand, I think it's really important to try to stick to herbs like echinacea. Echinacea is absolutely brilliant. You know, I've spoke about echinacea before, and echinacea is a brilliant herb, which is actually has got this unique ability to boost your immune system by increasing the white cells count in your body. This is a brilliant echinacea. This is a brilliant herb This is a brilliant herb that has been used for many years, for hundreds and hundreds of years, and I use this herb myself, and it's absolutely brilliant, and it has got the ability to literally change your life. It's fantastic because it does boost your immune system indeed. And I would like to strongly suggest that if you do take herbs, if you do take natural herbs, I would probably rather recommend to take a tincture because it's a more pure, more natural form and it gets into the bloodstream quicker. If you can't take a tincture for whichever reason, then you can take a capsule or you can take a tablet, for example. But also to take it 6 weeks on, then 2 weeks off. 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off. 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Any herb that you take, any natural supplement that you take, you should actually take like a little breaks in between like this. And the reason why is because these are natural products, and if we take them all the time without any discontinuation or something like that, or without any breaks, then our body gets used to it. And if our body gets used to it, then it's not going to be so effective. And this is what I strongly suggest when you take like a natural herbs like echinacea, for example. And also, if you are on any other medications, please check with your doctor, check with your GP, and see if that can actually interact with your existing medications, because only your GP or only your doctor can actually tell you this, okay? But this is something that I highly recommend every single time when you feel like a little bit low, every single time when your immune system is low, you see, especially when it comes to throat, especially when it comes to headaches and things like that. Just try to do this for a while and you'll see how much better you're actually going to feel. And also try to stick to water, drink lots of water instead of any other things, you see, for example, because water is absolutely brilliant and it has got an amazing spiritual and purifying effect on us indeed. Okay, so this is what I want to suggest you, my gorgeous Cancerians. Okay, so now the first date, it's actually going to be on the 2nd of August. On the 2nd of August, it's a very interesting day because you are going to have a very a strange situation that is going to arise. A strange situation is going to arrive, and that particular day is going to feel like a little bit strange. It's going to feel like a slightly different dimension. It's going to feel like you need a little bit of grounding, but it's not about grounding as such. It's just sometimes when we are part of the slightly different dimension, or when the spirit world is very close to us, you know, we can feel like a little bit like we need a grounding, you see. But what it is and what is actually going to happen on this day, I just need you to be very careful. I need you to pay attention now, because on this day there is something going to come through, something is going to come forward, and it's going to be a little bit of like something it is what it's not, and something what it like seems like to be something it's not going to be actually that. And I really hope that I make sense. But the bottom line is that something is going to come through, an offer is going to come through, and that offer, that realization, that could be realization, that could become like an idea. It's not going to be really good. It's not going to be really significant, and it's going to seem like also on the one hand it's really brilliant idea, and on another hand it's also going to feel like, and it's going to seem like it's too good to be true. So please don't rush. If you feel like this, just don't just go for it. Just take your time. My bottom line here is something is not going to be like the way you think that it's going to be, and something is going to be perceived in a certain way that can actually confuse you a little bit. So if something comes true on the 2nd of August and it seems like too good to be true, and it requires certain energy from you, certain amount of energy from you, certain impact from you, I just want you to step away from the situation, just walk away, go somewhere and think about it for a while, think about it for a little bit, it, and see how you're going to feel. Because very shortly after, I'm actually going to, you must not rush. My bottom line is here. The big information here that I want to tell you, I want to let you know, is that don't rush into conclusion, don't rush into anything on this particular day, because by the end of the day, or at around the end of the day, there is going to be a lady, a woman, a particular female that may be connected to your life and may not be connected to your life, but that moment in time, that daytime, that time in time, if that even makes sense, that time in time, that moment in time. I do come up with my own things very often. I've got my own language going on. but the bottom line is again, by the end of the day, there is the realization that it's going to come from a woman, from a wise older lady, woman who's a very powerful indeed. She lived many lives. She's very powerful in every single aspect, in every single point of view. This is the lady, this is the person that is going to come through, going to come forward, and you're going to get a really valuable information from her. That information is going to be so powerful. That information is going to be so significant. That information is going to be something that is just going to be so important to you, and it's going to make sense to you like nothing else, like there is no tomorrow. That information that this person is going to tell you, is going to be directly connected to what was going on, and directly connected to you trying to make a choice, and directly connected to the fact that you shouldn't rush into anything, especially on this particular day. And it's all going to make sense. You may not even know this woman. You can just watch something, you can feel connected to something that someone says, and it can just make a sense to your situation completely. Or you can watch something on the television, you can watch someone on YouTube or something, you can even watch me in that moment in time, and then something, no, of course not me, because I'm not a lady, I'm not like an older female, but I'm just trying to say and trying to take myself as an example. You can watch someone like me, for example, and then you can get like some kind of information. However it happens, this is going to be very crucial to you indeed. What I highly suggest here, my beautiful Cancerians, is to get like a lapis lazuli. You know lapis lazuli, how much I like it. It's a stone of an ancient Egypt, also known as, and it's a very significant, it's a very powerful, it comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and you can buy it on my website, and the link is in the description below. It's very important for you to wear this throughout August 2018, because it's going to be very spiritual month, very spiritual time, and lapis lazuli is going to help you to get in touch with your own spiritual power, with your own spiritual messages, with your own angels and guardian angels indeed, and it's going to help you to get the best, most crucial spiritual messages that there are for you. So this is something that I highly suggest indeed, lapis lazuli. The second important day, my beautiful Cancerians, is actually going to be on the 7th of August. Now 7th of August, number 7 is a very spiritual number. It's a number that is connected to our spirit guides. It's a number that is connected to our angels, and it's absolutely brilliant, highly vibrational and highly spiritual number. Now, what is going to happen on this day? You're going to have a really good news. You're going to have a fantastic good news on this day. And this good news is just going to be so powerful to you, so significant, because it's just going to be directly connected to what you were hoping to happen so far, what you were focusing on so far, and what you were like secretly kind of worrying about. So there is going to be a good news, and it's going to be the direct results of your past efforts, and also you're going to be able to confirm something with yourself, when it comes to your own personal abilities. Really brilliant, because your ideas that you had, things that you planted, your seeds that you planted, are just going to start to grow. And this day is just going to be like your own confirmation that you are on the right track, that you are on the right journey. It is also connected to the very confusing situation in your life where you just ended up being unsure. Now this is going to be your confirmation. Okay, and also 7th of August is going to be very significant, because this is going to be the day when you're going to have your justice. There's a justice that is coming for you, to you. Justice is coming for you. No, justice that is coming to you. Your own personal justice, something that you waited, something that other people are also connected to it, that something that other people have needed to make a decision, some kind of decision that is going to be made. It's going to be made in your favor, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. And I can see you being really, really happy and really ecstatic indeed. The third important day, it's actually going to be on the 30th of August, 30. Now, my lovely Cancerians, you have got a really, really nice month to look forward to. Not only like energetic-wise, this is going to be brilliant, but there are so many bits and pieces, so many different levels that are going to be absolutely mind-blowing. I'm so happy for you because I know that you have been like working really hard. On one hand, trying really hard, but also I know you've been worrying quite a lot. There's always been that little, bit of your mind that was like kind of making you worry about certain issues and certain things in your life. Now, the 30th of August is going to be fantastic because there is the whole new energy coming into your sign, which is going to shake you up, which is going to make you aware that the whole new hope is coming through. The whole new hope is coming in. The hope is going to come in the form of a bright prospect, which is absolutely brilliant. But this is so much going to be connected to your past, what you did in the past, what you were doing in your past, what you were focusing on in your past, to this present moment, and what you're going to do later on in the future. This is going to be a very significant day also, because you can just imagine as if there's like a really nice beautiful door in front of you and you're just about to open this amazing door and just go on the other side of this amazing incredible door. But in order to get to the other side of this amazing incredible door, you had to work on your own spiritual journey. You had to work on your own karma, and this is why certain things just take time and they don't simply happen when we would really hope the most for them to happen. So this is brilliant because you are also going to feel really fulfillment, satisfaction, pleasure, and absolute happiness. There is also the 30th of August. It's also going to be a very interesting day for you because you are also going to see an omen which is going to be also be an additional little gift, an additional little present for you. With this omen is directly going to be connected to what is going on in your life now and to this particular bright prospects and everything that I mentioned so far. So it's all lovely, going to make sense indeed. Now, the very first part of August 2018, the very first week of August 2018, you see, I can just feel you I can just see you being very nostalgic. It is going to start in a nostalgic way, believe me or not. And a nostalgic way is just going to push you towards your family members, push you towards people around you. You will feel connected to people around you. You will want to feel connected to people around you, like your family members. And you will... I've got something in my mouth, sorry. But yeah, so basically, yeah, it's going to be like a very nostalgic time, which is also on another hand going to make you feel like you want to reconnect with your childhood friends, with your friends that you haven't seen in a long time, with the family members that you haven't seen in a long time. And maybe if you haven't seen them in a long time, you're just going to start feeling very nostalgic about the past time, when nostalgic when you were a child. You will be remembering bits and pieces, and this is going to be a very confusing time because the universe is going to try to let you know that there is just something, there is a strong connection with you and your childhood. There is something that happened in your childhood, something that you did in your childhood, something that just left a very, very strong connection, but something that also made you feel like a little bit sad, a little bit negative. So you just need to go kind of back with your mind into your childhood, and you have to go back into that situation, into that element, into that energy, into that dimension, and see what it is. And this is exactly what is going to happen. When I say that you're going to go back into your childhood, you can just do this with your mind. You can do you can do this in so many different ways. You can maybe sleep, and you can just have a little dream. It all depends how this is actually going to happen. But what is actually going to happen is that there is going to be a reconnection with the childhood, something that happened in your childhood, and that in itself is just first going to make you a little bit nervous, but on the other hand, it's going to make you deal with it, and then you're going to test your own stamina, your power, and you're going to come out really powerful. And there is something something really wonderful going to happen to you, wonderful going to start to happening to you after that moment, after that point. And this is also the situation where sometimes, you don't want to deal with certain things in your life, and you're just kind of waiting for the right time, waiting for the right moment, and once the light starts shining on it, you just see so much that you haven't seen in the dark. And now this is the situation that is going to happen here, and it's going to make you feel much more powerful indeed. It is also going to be a very good a realization that you have been doing things efficiently so far when it comes to your work, when it comes to your career, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. And this is going to put a big smile on your face. And it's also a certain journey. I can see that there is a trip and journey that you're also going to plan. A triple journey you're going to plan at the beginning of August 2018, or you will go straight away then on a particular triple journey, or you will plan this particular triple journey like then at the beginning of August. However, there's a certain journey going to be connected to you, and that journey is going to be really good for you. That journey is just something that you need to do, you need to make, because it's quite a lot about work-life balance. And it seems like you are going to get back into your balance after you do this journey, or after you go on this journey. This could be just a small couple of days trip away, the city journey, maybe some kind of reconnection with the nature would be really nice. Reconnection with the nature is so powerful. Just us being in the forest, you see forest, just us being in the forest, it's like so beautiful for our soul. It's so good for our soul. It's so healing, and it's good for depression. It's good for people feeling down and all these things. So this is what I'm talking about. But there is also going to be a very big it's like a little reward that you're going to have for yourself. But there is also big journey, big part of your journey, spiritual journey is also coming to an end. Big part of your spiritual journey that you were working on so far, and it was really busy, it was really hard, and it brought lots of worries. Now that's completed, and that's slowly coming to an end, because there is also going to be your own big recognition by other people who you want to be recognized by, recognition by the people in your life, recognition by the people at your work, recognition with yourself, really, and with your own personal achievements. So this is going to be really good. And for those of you that are looking for a job, for work, this is going to be also brilliant time. And I suggest like go to apply for as many jobs as you like, because there's going to be certain recognition that it's going to be mind-blowing at the beginning of August. And for those of you that are retired, there is also, of course, going to be a really good recognition that is going to, for all of you, lead towards a certain indecisiveness. I can see something is going to come out of it. Couple of things are going to come out of it that you feel very strong emotionally connected, very, very strong indeed. And these particular things are just going to make you feel really indecisive, but indecisive in a good way. By the time we get to the second part of August 2018, the mid-August 2018, big wish is going to come through, big wish is going to manifest, which is brilliant. And on another hand, that is going to be very much financially good for you, and emotionally this is going to be good for you. Your balance is going to be back as well, and that on another hand is just going to have a really, really good impact on you, because you will want to have an adventure. You will become very brave in order for you to be very daring with things that you weren't daring before. And this is all because you had enough praise and you were let know. You have got your realization about your own skills, your own power. Why not? Why not? Why not? Just go for it and take as much as you can. Those things, that you were worrying about, especially, there's a big massive problem that is a huge problem that was making you really dark, that was making you really negative, that nobody would understand as much as this makes you negative, because it's just so much to do with you, so much to do with you. We all have certain things about us. We all, this life is not meant to be easy. These spiritual journeys that we have, they're not meant to be easy. Every single day we learn new things. Every single day we go through new experience. We can think that we know everything, that we understand everything, but no matter how much we know and no matter how much we understand, every single day we learn something new. And this is just how it's meant to be, and it's directly connected to our spiritual journey, our past lives and our karma, of course. So this is why there is a big problem that you wouldn't normally talk about to everyone, that is just you are going to kind of have an option to deal with it, a new option to deal with this very, very heavy problem. And that option you're going to become very passionate about, very strong about. I can see you being very, very passionate indeed, and you will go for it. But that, on another hand, is just going to be very practical for you, because your own personal security is just going to feel so much safer after this point, after this moment. The things that you were really worrying about, that something really big shake up, it's going to happen, that it's going to have direct impact on you and your living arrangements and things like that. You are actually in for really big victory, my beautiful Cancerians. By the end of August, this is just going to be your own personal mental victory. This is absolutely brilliant. It is not only about being mental victory, but this is the victory in every single point of view, in every single way. This is going to be absolutely brilliant, because automatically following after that, you're going to gain this strength and power. And there is a big competition also that you are going to be part of, a big competition that you are going to be part of, that you may not even realize that you are part of, but also by the time you realize that you are part of the competition, that other people are involved. Before, you wouldn't like it, but now the tables are going to be turned, and now this is going to be the whole new dimension, the whole new realization. I highly, highly, highly suggest, my goodness, Moldavite. Moldavite is one of the rarest, crystals. It's absolutely brilliant. It's fantastic. And Moldavite is very significant, high vibration, and it's fantastic to actually protect us against all sorts of negative energies, all sorts of negative entities, negative spirits, and things like that. It does not allow any negative spirits or negative entities to come too close to us. This is a brilliant, brilliant crystal. On another hand, it's fantastic to wear at exactly this time, when we are working or when we are not working, when we are dealing with some kind of competition, we are dealing with some kind of people, when we are like a part of some kind of competition, or if we are working and then we compete with other people. Anywhere where there is required success, anywhere where there is required happiness, anywhere where there is required financial flow and things like that, I highly, highly, highly suggest Moldavite. It is not only brilliant for grounding and protection against all sorts of spirits and all sorts of negative energies, but it's also, on another hand, when we are working, when we are focusing, when we are putting our mind towards somewhere, you see, it also protects us at around that time, when we get surrounded by the certain people that maybe don't mean well to us or don't want to mean well to us, and then they send all sorts of negative energies towards us without us even realizing necessarily at around that time. But then later on, we can suffer in so many different ways. That's why Moldavite crystal, I highly recommend. This comes with a sterling silver setting, and it also comes with a sterling silver chain, and you can actually buy this on my website. The link is in the description below. This is something that I highly recommend, because also there is going to be the part of the competition that is going to be very good for you, brilliant for you, and it is also going to bring you your own security and power, which is fantastic, because you will get a balance. You will have a balance. When you felt like, oh, you can't move like this, like you're not free, you're about to get your balance back, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use these tarot cards, and I'm going to connect to my spirit guides, and I'm going to connect to my angels, and I'm going to connect to you Cancerians, and especially those of you that are in relationships, and what is August actually going to be like for those of you Cancerians that are in relationship. Okay, I'm just going to put your energy in here, Cancerians. And it's for August 2018 for relationships. Okay, let's see what the message is going to be. Cancerians, August, Cancerians in relationship. Oops, okay, so this one is, this one is coming out. Okay. Okay, so it's oh, wow. Okay, fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, absolutely brilliant. But there is a certain problem. Okay, so these are the cards. Okay, these are the cards. So you have a tower over here, but it just all makes absolutely perfect sense here. There is the realization that you're gonna have. There is the problem that you're gonna have to deal with. There's a very sharp problem that is gonna come through. Very sharp problem that you're gonna need to deal with. And that particular problem that you're gonna need to deal with is gonna have a lot to do with your partner, your husband, your wife. It's a lot to do with them. It's a lot to do with their career choices. It's a lot to do with their choices and choices that they recently made. That particular problem is going to come through, and that particular problem is going to test you both, because you're going to need to make a really big decision. You're going to need to make a really big decision that is going to be concerning both of you, but also is going to concern other people as well. This is going to be very significant because this is going to test you, and this is going to test your relationship. So there is a big problem that is going to come through that you're going to need to deal in August, but the bottom line is that it's actually at the end of the day going to have a really positive impact and positive effect on both of you. So by the time you come up with a resolution to this problem, it's actually going to have an amazing impact on both of you. Yes, you are going to need to deal with something very negative. You are going to need to deal with something very difficult, and you are going to need to make a decision that is going to be directly connected to the certain adjustment, which you're going to worry that it's just going to shake both of you up. But you're going to be surprised that this is going to be really one of the most important things that you have both done for you and your relationship when it comes to this. Something will need to be changed, something will need to go, and that is going to have an amazing impact on both of you and, of course, your relationship. This is going to be a very important month for those of you that are in relationship. Okay, so now I'm going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm still connected to my spirit guide, I'm still connected to my angels, and basically I'm just going to connect to you, Cancerians, that are single, ready to mingle, or maybe not. Okay, so I'm just going to put the energy of you single Cancerians right in here as I'm shuffling these cards. This is a single Cancerians for August 2018. I've got your energy in here. Okay, so it's the Cancerians, single Cancerians, August 2018. Okay, ooh la la. Okay. Ooh, okay, well, this is it, you see. This is a very important time, and it's a very significant time, and I can actually see that you will be socializing a lot. You will be meeting lots of people. You will be meeting lots of new people. You will surprise yourself with the amount of socializing you're going to have throughout of August. I think you're going to be out and about all the time. You're going to be meeting lots of people, and even if you're not out and about, just for that, while you're at work, while you're going out somewhere, you will surprise yourself with how many people you're actually going to meet. There is someone very significant that is going to come through. There is someone really powerful that it's actually going to come through, and that particular person is somehow going to be connected to your work. Somehow it's going to be connected to what you do, or it's somehow going to be connected to what you have done. And also you're going to meet this person when other people are around. You're going to meet this person when you kind of think about meeting someone, like when you're not thinking about it at all. So it could be on your way somewhere, on your way to work, on your way from work, on your way going out or coming back, or when you just least expect it, basically you're going to meet somebody really, really powerful indeed. That person is going to seem really wise. That person is going to be very old spirit. That person is going to interest you in so many ways. You're not going to be able to explain few things. You're not going to be able to understand why were you attracted to this person so much, because it is going to be someone who you would never go for. You're going to like someone who you would never like normally, but as time you spend with them, the more time you look at them, the more time you're going to fancy them, the more time you're going to find them. There is a very, very magnetic power you're going to feel in between this person. For those of you that are single, my beautiful Cancerians, I think that this is going to be very powerful months. This person could be somebody who's just maybe a little bit older than you, but if they're not a little bit older than you, then they're an old spirit. It's old old, wise energies coming out. So it doesn't have to be necessarily physically older, but it's just old eyes, old spirit, old feeling, old, powerful, wise energy. This is going to be an old spirit, so it doesn't have to be older age-wise, but it's just going to be someone very interesting, and they will be keep on coming up with things that you don't understand. How can they know this? It's just one of those people, but it's not in an annoying way. It's a very, very interesting way. It's so good to have this type of people around. This is because this is somebody who is going to be very significant for you, somebody who is going to be very significant to you, and somebody who is going to play a very important role in your life. Indeed. Go out and mingle. It's going to be brilliant, Cancerians. This is your month indeed. Thank you ever so much for watching my video. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium.